Detective Jack Thompson sat in his dimly lit office, the soft glow of his desk lamp illuminating the cluttered room. He was a man of few words, but keen observation, known throughout the city for his sharp mind and unwearying determination. Tonight, however, he found himself restless, his mind preoccupied with the mysterious disappearance of Amelia Sinclair, the young heirs of the Sinclair fortune. It had been 2 weeks since Amelia vanished without a trace, leaving behind a distraught family and a city buzzing with speculation. Jack had been hired by the Sinclair family to unravel the mystery, and he had thrown himself into the case with passion. But so far, every lead had led to a dead end. As he stared at the array of papers scattered across his desk, Jack's thoughts were interrupted by a soft knock on the door. He looked up to see his assistant, Sarah, standing in the doorway, a concerned expression on her face. Any news, Sarah? Jack asked, his voice betraying his frustration. Sarah shook her head sadly. Nothing yet, Jack. But I thought you should know. There's been another development. Jack's interest was piqued. What kind of development? Sarah hesitated before answering. A ransom note, Jack. It arrived at the Sinclair mansion this morning. Jack's heart skipped a bit. A ransom note could mean many things, but one thing was certain. It was a lead. Have you seen it? He asked eagerly. Sarah nodded, producing a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. Here it is, she said, handing it to Jack. Jack unfolded the note and read its contents. To the esteemed Sinclair family. If you ever wish to see your precious daughter again, you will pay the sum of $10 million in unmarked bills. Leave the money in the old abandoned warehouse on 5th Street by midnight tomorrow. Come alone or the girl dies. Sincerely a friend. Jack's mind raced as he read the note. It was a classic ransom demand, but something about it didn't sit right with him. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this case than met the eye. Sarah, Jack said, his voice low and serious. We need to visit the Sinclair mansion. There may be clues that could help us crack this case. Sarah nodded in agreement, and the two of them quickly made their way to the mansion. As they entered the grand foyer, they were greeted by Mr. and Mrs. Sinclair, both looking tired and worn from weeks of worry. Detective Thompson, Mr. Sinclair said, his voice trembling with emotion. Have you come to tell us you have found our daughter? Jack hesitated, not wanting to give false hope. Not yet, Mr. Sinclair. But we have reason to believe that the ransom note may hold clues as to Amelia's whereabouts. Mrs. Sinclair's eyes filled with tears. Please, detective, you have to find her. We'll pay whatever ransom they ask. Just bring our daughter back to us. Jack nodded solemnly. We'll do everything in our power to bring Amelia home safely, Mrs. Sinclair. But first, we need to examine the ransom note and see if it can lead us to her. Together, Jack, Sarah, and the Sinclairs gathered around the note, analyzing every word and every detail. But no matter how hard they looked, they couldn't find any clues that would lead them to the whereabouts of the missing heiress. Frustrated, Jack decided to take a different approach. He asked Mr. Sinclair about any recent business dealings that may have made him or his family a target for kidnapping. Mr. Sinclair mentioned a recent merger that had caused some controversy in the business world, but nothing that seemed to warrant such drastic measures. As Jack considered this new information, a thought occurred to him. What if the kidnapping wasn't about money at all? What if there was something else at play here? Something more personal, with a renewed sense of determination. Jack set out to investigate every aspect of the Sinclair family's lives, searching for any clues that might shed light on Amelia's disappearance. He interviewed friends, colleagues, and even enemies, leaving no stone unturned in his quest for the truth. Finally, after days of tireless investigation, Jack uncovered a shocking revelation. It turned out that Amelia had been secretly dating a man from a rival family, one that had a long standing feud with the Sinclairs. Realizing that this information could be crucial to finding Amelia, Jack wasted no time in tracking down the young man and bringing him in for questioning. Under Jack's relentless search, the man broke down and confessed to kidnapping Amelia as an act of revenge against her family. With the young man's confession in hand, Jack raced to the abandoned warehouse on Fifth Street, where he found Amelia, bound and gagged but alive. As he untied her and helped her to safety, he felt a surge of relief wash over him. The case was finally closed, and Amelia Sinclair was reunited with her family once more. As Jack watched the tearful reunion between Amelia and her parents, he couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. And as he walked away from the warehouse that night, he knew that he had done just that.